Oh. Hello and welcome to a rather damp and chilly morning here in Manchester. So it was time for a musing. So anyway, right, what have I been up to? Well, as ever, as you know, the last few weeks I have been quite busy work-wise. We have a lot of stuff to get done. It's always the same at this time of the year because people realise that Christmases are coming, and they decide that they'll actually get back to us and tell us what they want their software to do. So yeah, it gets a bit busy, but I am chugging along, doing little bits and pieces here and there where I can. So really, it's just life as normal. However, a couple of things have happened. Now, you may remember, or you may have seen, Flipperdecker Fly. You may have seen on what's it called, G Plus. I put a picture up the other week of, was it the other week? No, it'd be last week, wouldn't it? Of a box with a Triang railway set in it from the 1950s, 60s. Well, it's actually the 60s, I think, because the carriages in it are Pullman, diesel electric Pullman. So I presume it'd be the 60s. And some freight and stuff in it. Now, many moons ago, I used to have a couple of little layouts of train layouts. Now, I'm not particularly fascinated by trains. What I am fascinated by is scenery and modelling, as you know. I like making buildings and landscapes and stuff like that. And I haven't really done much of that of late. So I was talking to Mrs. Simpkins, and she was sort of saying, well, you know, you've got grandkids now, maybe they'd be interested in trains. And I thought, my brain started to whir. And basically, she's encouraging me to build a train layout for the grandkids. Now I thought, well, that'll be good. I can do that. Obviously, I'm not going to do that now. A project of that scale is quite big. It costs quite a lot of money because I'd want to do it with DCC or whatever it is, or whatever they call it. Was it CCD? I've no idea what they call it, but the digital controller, so you can run trains up and down the line in two different directions rather than on an analog system where they go around in a big circle. Because I won't be building a circle initially, I'll just build a straight piece from one end to the other. So what I thought I'd do is just quickly sort of discuss and show you what Mrs. Simpkins has said that I can do. So bear with me, I'll go and show you where I'm going to put this thing. So hang on a minute. Right then, so let's have a quick tour of Ringo's underworld. There's the stairs, the real world. We don't want to go up there, do we? So we'll go in here. This is where Mrs. Simpkins has said I can have. At the moment, as you can see, it's not used. It's basically a junk room. The only thing of note in here are my drums. But other than that, as you can see, it's quite a large room. It's about 4 meters in that direction, and once again I think it's about 3.5 meters in sort of that direction. Yeah. So what I thought I'd do is I'll put a layout up here, up this wall here. So that's about 2.5 meters long, probably coming out about 1 meter. So that'll fit in there quite nicely, and it'll give me the opportunity to extend along that wall over time and maybe return down the centre of the room and back. I have to build it in a modular manner. So anyway, that's the physical things. So Jason, you can stop panicking about space. I've got plenty of space, and I've been thinking about what to actually build. So I'll go and show you that as well. 1 second. Just quickly, Right, I just remembered before we go and have a look upstairs, a new channel. A new channel has arisen, and I think if you should go and have a look at it. It's run by a guy called Craig Scott. He's been floating around for a while as a viewer, but he's just started putting up videos. He put a video up quite a while ago, if you look at his channel, but he's just put some up recently on boat action and ancients and Romans and stuff. So well worth a check out. Go and have a look. Alright, now let's go and have a further look at the inspiration. Alright, see you in a minute. Bye. Are the cats? The beast beneath. Okay, so we have this picture here. This picture was painted by somebody called Stella Smith, who has long since departed this earth. She used to look after me when I was a little boy. She lived across the road, and both my parents worked. So in the holidays and stuff, we used to go to Stella's house. And Stella were like painting, and this is a scene from down around the Calden Canal area. There's actually a church there, and I think the church, this is the building here, I think that building there is the church at Cobridge. So this canal must be around that area somewhere. So it's a place I used to go quite a lot as a kid. Now there's a lot of like wharfs and things there from the you know, for the pot banks and stuff. And basically, I mean, I know the thing with these little layouts is that you can't actually be accurate. So what I thought is I'd actually mix the Etruria yards, railway yards. So I used to work there as a student in the summers unloading freight. I was a slinger, which basically meant that I attached the chains to the wagons as they came off the back of the trains and put them onto low loaders. So when the crane came down, we fixed the chains, swung the freight onto the back of the low loaders and secured it to the low loader. So there's those yards down there, and there's a canal and all sorts of stuff, so that's interesting. So I thought I'd run the line from probably, there's a line called the Knotty, and it's like a circular line around the potteries. And I thought I'd have like Etruria, the Cheddleton Flint Mills, down to Apedale Colliery, and then run it as if it's running up to Biddulph, Leek Biddulph, that sort of way, wherever, off up to the north and Macclesfield and the like, and I can run the other end off down as if it's going to Derby, London, that sort of side, Birmingham. So yeah, that's the plan. But it's this is my inspiration, is Stella's, this painting that Stella did. So there you go. Right, I'm going to muse. Right then, so that's that project. But once again, it's something that I plan on doing over a long period of time. I'm not even thinking of starting it yet. I'm just going to look at what I need to do, what sort of skills I'll need to sort of acquire, equipment and what have you. So that'll be a bit of a thing. And besides that, don't be panicked. I'm not stopping doing the miniatures and things like that. It's just something that you know, it'll be interesting. It'll be an interesting thing to do. So that's that side of things, which leads me on to something else I was talking about. I was talking to Nick, British Legion, last week, and we were sort of discussing what is the what is the thing that we enjoy most about the hobbies that we do, and the thing that we enjoy least. Now, obviously, as you can imagine, me and Nick weren't exactly having a particularly serious conversation, but you know, we were discussing about what bits and aspects are the most exciting and this, that and the other. So I thought, well, why don't we find out what everybody else thinks? So for me, the most exciting part is, well, not the most exciting part, but the bits I enjoy. I enjoy the research. I like the research of it all. I like looking, finding miniatures. I like finding the histories or reading the fluff, depending on what what sort of games you're looking at. But at the moment, obviously with the Napoleonic things that I'm doing, the thing that I'm enjoying the most about it is the research. Reading like I've just almost finished the Waterloo book by what's his name? The guy that wrote Sharp. I've forgotten his name. Terrible at names. And I'm reading the information in the British uniforms book. I've got a raft of books on my list for Christmas that I want to get hold of. For me, I find that the most exciting and interesting part. And then obviously looking at the lead. I can spend hours looking at lead catalogues and lead and websites, miniatures, and just basically deciding what I want to get, what miniatures to buy, and then there's the next excitement of ordering them, and then you're sitting there waiting for them to come through the letterbox, and they arrive, and that's the good thing I think about today. I remember, when I first set up the business, I used to deliver mail. I took a job at Royal Mail. I remember there was a guy on the walk that I did who was a wargamer. He didn't know that I was, but I knew that he was, because he used to get a lot of packages from Wargames Foundry, and I think Wargames Foundry, Elite, Magister, that sort of stuff, and he'd have all these boxes of lead being delivered, and I like that. I like the idea of getting deliveries. I love it when a new box of lead arrives and you can open it up and you look at the castings for the first time and you're thinking, oh, these are gorgeous. And then you have to paint them, of course, which, to be honest, is the bit I don't really enjoy as much as ordering. I like painting them, but when you're painting the same thing hour after hour, day after day, it can get a bit monotonous. That's why I don't envy people that, well, people like Von Ketteringham. I just cannot say how much admiration I have for people like him that can sit down, prepare 30, 40, 50 miniatures and sit and just paint them. Just paint the lot in a batch. I can't do that. I paint very slowly, very, very slowly, and it takes me ages and ages, which is why the July painting challenge I find so useful, because it gives me a form of discipline that I have to stick to, and hopefully the Advent challenge that I'm doing, that's another reason. That's why I did that last year, was basically to spur myself on to get enough troops ready to play Andy after Christmas, and this year hopefully it'll spur me on to get the Blood Bowl teams painted, and some of a battalion of Napoleonics in a short period of time, because otherwise I will just take ages to paint. And then obviously there's a gaming side, which I haven't done a lot of recently, over recent years, but I find that quite enjoyable. Not so much the actual idea of winning the game, it's more to do with the laugh that you have playing it, and not taking it serious. I don't take wargaming very seriously at all. I know some people do, and some people have get quite intense about it. To me, it's a game. It's a way to spend an afternoon, and it always has been in my life, because as a kid, as I've said, we used to go and play behind the curtains on a Saturday afternoon in a Jewish household. Small war games. Second World War, 1/100th, or 1/300th scale war games, micro armor and all that sort of stuff. That's in the early 70s. I don't think it was called micro armor then, but whatever. I'm just talking about the scale, and that was fun. And then as going up with the sand table in my mate's garage, just messing about, playing games, and through to early games of Warhammer and 40k and whatnot. To me, it's always just been fun, and something that you do, something you look forward to with the mates. It's a social activity more than anything else. Even though over the last 15 odd years I've had to solo, because I've not lived near anybody that I know that plays, and I won't go to a club because they're all too serious. So yeah, so the most enjoyable thing for me is the research. That's what I like. So it'd be interesting to see what everybody else thinks about what they find the most enjoyable stuff. This is something, like I say, me and Nick were talking about. We just want to see what his ideas of what's enjoyable are completely different than mine. But there you go, we're all different, aren't we? Which is what this community sort of outlines, is that, you know, we've all got different interests, different views, different likes and dislikes and whatnot. But it doesn't matter, because it's all the same thing really. It's painting toy soldiers and little models, and you know, and just showing an appreciation for things that, and the skills of others. You know, even though we're all at different skill levels and whatever, we can see and we know and can enjoy other people's work, which I think is dead cool. Anyway, I think I've rambled enough now for a Monday. I think you've got your money's worth, and I'll have to get on now, because I've got to sort of set up for me Monday morning meeting. So, all right, and catch you again. See you later. Bye.